Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here with Peter Strebel, who's president of Omni Hotels and Resorts. And many of you may be familiar with Omni. I know I am. I've stayed in a number of Omnis over the course of my travel career, and they're great properties. And Omni is in the midst of a sort of a strategic shift, and they're doing some things that I think you'll be finding interesting. So we're going to talk to Peter about those moves and what they mean. And you'll find out about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Peter, first of all, how are you and where are you?
I am in Dallas, Texas. Our corporate offices are in Dallas. Beautiful day here today, high 80s, low 90s. We didn't really get hit with the storm, so we're all okay in Dallas, Texas.
That's good, because I know a little to the east of you, they are getting hit a little bit, and in Louisiana, right on the border there. But hopefully it's going to be okay. Yeah,
I think it was a pretty bad storm, but I don't think it was as deadly as everybody thought. So that was good news.
That we have to have some good news these days. In a year that, boy, it's more bad news than ever. But
right.
We've got some good news here. Now, you've been president of Omni for a few years now. How would you describe Omni Hotels and Resorts today, and how many properties do you have and in what categories?
Omni, I've been the president of Omni now a little over 2 years. We have about 54, 55 hotels that are under the Omni flag. We basically really kind of operate in three groups of hotels. We call them our convention group hotels, and those are hotels like the Omni Atlanta at CNN Center, Omni Dallas, and most of those hotels are connected to convention centers or have a significant amount of meeting space, and that represents about a third of our hotels. And then about a third of our hotels are resorts. We got into the resort business. We kind of dipped our toe into the resort business around 2008, 2009. We purchased Amelia Island Resort in outside of Jacksonville in Florida.
I've actually stayed there.
Great resort.
Absolutely.
And we've always been operating in Orlando, and then we bought a collection of resorts from KSL, 6 really high style, well-known resorts like the Grove Park Inn, like La Costa, like the Homestead, like Rancho Las Palmas, like Mauna Lucia. We purchased them in 2013. So a third of our portfolio is resorts. And then a third of our portfolio we call basically core, and that's hotels that tend to be center cities, so like New York, Chicago, San Francisco, New Orleans. We really specialize in the leisure business. Mm-hmm. Our hotels in the cities are in cities where leisure business is pretty strong. And then obviously in our resort destinations, it's predominantly all leisure business or groups that are affiliated with leisure. And then our convention hotels, we have a different formula. Most convention hotels are basically rooms boxes with one restaurant. And we over-program our convention hotels. So for example, in Dallas, when there's no group business, we'll sell out on a weekend because we have a gorgeous rooftop pool and a steakhouse and a sports bar and a regular restaurant and a spa. And we really over-program our hotels to make them destinations for leisure travelers.
No, and I know I've tried the Omni Champions Gate down in Orlando, I believe, and a number of other properties that I've been lucky enough to stay at, the Omni Amelia, and then your city hotels. So you really have a sort of broad range. You're catering to leisure travelers, but also meetings and conventions and even business travelers.
Correct.
Yeah. Now, you just announced you may sell 5 properties as part of your strategic plan for growth. Now, what are these hotels and why are you seeking to sell them, and why don't they really align with your strategy going forward?
Well, a couple things. One, they tend to be in more of suburban locations, and they tend to compete with properties that are more limited service. The markets they live in right now are more served by limited service hotels. So it's very hard for us to really get the rate up at those properties. And there's really not a strong ROI for those hotels to be high quality luxury Omni hotels and resorts. We also felt that, the brand has grown considerably over the last 20 years. We've had one owner. We're owned by one individual, one family. All of our hotels are owned or managed by Omni, so there's no franchises. And I think one of the things we found out that we were talking to our customers was, there's good Omnis and there's okay Omnis. And we want to make sure every Omni is a fabulous Omni and every experience is somewhat similar. And so we're really looking at our portfolio and deciding which hotels fit and which hotels don't fit.
Right. So you have these 5 that you'll try to exit. And then I assume you are still focused on growing your collection, and especially maybe in the resort side. Will you continue to focus on the group and convention market as well?
Totally. I mean, we basically have 3 hotels under construction right now as we speak. The first one's opening up October 1st. It's Viking Lakes, which is in Minneapolis. That's kind of connected to the training campus for the Minnesota Vikings. So it's very similar to the hotel we built at the Cowboys complex here in Dallas. So it's really a destination hotel, great meeting space. It'll be great for weekend leisure. We're putting a spa in there, 3 different bars, several restaurants. So a really fun property. And we're in partners there with the Vikings. Mm-hmm. Then on January 1, we open up a 600-room convention hotel in Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. That is going to be phenomenal. Oklahoma City has done a great job of really trying to reinvent their city. They built a convention center. They built this beautiful park. We have our hotel there, so it's a great package for groups. And again, we overprogrammed that hotel, so we have a walk-up burger bar. We've got a Bob's Steak and Chop House. We've got a modern-day diner. We've got a full-service spa. We've got a 2-story sports bar, rooftop pool. So it's, again, going to be a fun weekend getaway for people that live in that regional area. We're under construction at our PGA Resort, which is a resort here in North Texas in Frisco. That's going to be 500-room resort, 2 championship golf courses that will host major PGA events. And we're really building that to be a resort and meeting center, a lot of meeting space, lots of restaurants, lots of spas. We're also got other projects that we've been working on. We own a significant parcel of land in Mexico that we're looking at redeveloping. And we also feel like now with the pandemic going on, there's probably going to be some good hotels and resorts that are available for sale. And we're going to be out there on the offense looking to see which properties fit our portfolio better and make a great statement as an Omni.
No, absolutely. And you started in a question I was going to ask about international expansion, because obviously you are very focused on the U.S. market. If you do this Mexico hotel, obviously that will give you expansion. But are you seeking to expand beyond that?
At this point, not really. We really want to stick with North America. We feel like we have a really strong customer base in North America that knows us. So really looking at destinations where North Americans travel to. So yes, we're working on a project in Mexico. We'd love to figure out a way to get into the Caribbean. So again, keep it more North American centric at this point.
Absolutely. No, there's no harm in that, let me tell you. Now, what makes for an Omni hotel today? What are the characteristics of your brand?
I think what makes us different is there's a big statement that we use all the time. There's no 2 Omnis alike. We really try to program our hotels so they match the local environment where they live. So every hotel you go to has a different story, and we really start with a story. So when you go to the Omni in Louisville, the story is all about bourbon and the culture of bourbon. A lot of our competitive brands, they may put some pictures and they may have some local artifacts, but they're really not reprogramming the hotel to be a local venue. For example, Nashville, it's all about music. Oklahoma City is all about wide opening spaces and prairie lands. So you'll see the artwork, you'll see the design and the carpets and the wallpapers, all reminiscent of big open fields. So that's the number one thing. I think you'll see that the hotels are unique and special, and they're just not your basic run-of-the-mill hotel. The second thing I think you'll notice, and it's really what our customers tell us, and if you read social media, our associates who work in our hotels are very warm and very friendly and very personal. And that is really because we have a very, very strong culture, and we spend time on a culture. And it's relatively easy for our company because we own and operate all the hotels. So every hotel that has an Omni flag on it, the people who work there work for Omni, where you can go to a competitor's hotel and you could work for a management company, you could work for a bank, you could work for a real estate investment trust, and it's just a franchised. Where we don't have any franchises, so every Omni associate goes through the same training programs, goes through the same culture, is paid the same way, is open to promotions from within. We have strong training programs, and we really empower our associates to just do what's right for the customer. So I think the two things you'll find, the hotels are unique and special. We really spend time on the design elements, and our employees are just hospitable. They love the business. They love customers, and that's the real big difference.
Well, I have, during my stays at Omni, I certainly have experienced that. And it is, you have a very, what used to be the normal model was to own all your hotels and run them. And now, of course, it's been turned on its head, and almost nobody runs their own hotels, and everybody franchises it out and they manage it. But even those hotel companies that started that way have been going the other way. But congratulations to your owner and your strategy, which is very different in this new age. Now, let's talk a little bit about you mentioned it earlier about the coronavirus crisis. How has Omni been working through that crisis, and what have you had to do to get through this downturn?
Well, immediately we basically closed a majority of our hotels. We put our employees on furlough. We did keep our management staff intact in most hotels because there was no business. So we really, I hate to say it, but our motto for the first 3 months was lose less. How can we lose less money? And that was really what our strategy was. But at the same time, we wanted to protect the employees and make sure we were fair and we were honest and very open with them as to what was going on. So quickly, because we're a smaller company and because we have one owner and a very seasoned management team, we were able to make decisions fast. So we shut our hotels down quickly. We did the furloughs quickly. So we're hoping that when we see business return, we'll be the first one to get on board and be able to get our hotels up to speed. We did open a majority of our hotels, so now we probably have about 40 of the 54 currently open and operating. We started out with a limited service model, or not a limited service model, but with less being open. But we quickly found that the customers that wanted to travel, especially for vacation and leisure, they wanted to travel and have fun. So we quickly reacted by opening up more restaurants and opening up the spas. We let the customers drive the experience that they wanted, and they truly wanted life back the way it was, and they wanted to have a good time and sit at a bar. So in the jurisdictions where we can do that, in the municipalities, we're doing that. So when you go visit our hotel in Amelia Island, you have restaurants open and the spas open, and it's a great experience. So we've moved off of the losing less model and on to the let's let our customers experience us and have fun. Sure. So that's kind of where we are in now. But, we're gearing up for the fall and not sure what the fall brings. Yeah. We do a lot of our business in group, and that is all canceled. I do believe that leisure travel will remain strong, and people will continue to travel and go away on weekends. And now with kids going to school from home, you can now travel midweek and do your schoolwork on Saturday. So I think the term weekend is going to basically be a new concept nowadays. To me, weekends is really 7 days a week. I'm starting to lose what day it really is, because it's just we can all work. You can work on vacation or vacation at work if you'd like, and it sounds like you have some properties that will fill the bill for that kind of activity. Yes, so we're optimistic right now. I mean, I feel that the virus is going to take its course. I think we won't see strong recovery until there is a vaccine. There's a lot of people out there that are concerned, have fear, and I completely understand that. And then there's other people out there that really are just tired of this, and they just really want to get on with life and have fun. And we're trying to be able to accommodate all that.
Yeah. Now, is there anything else you want to tell? We go out to about 100,000 travel advisors out there. Anything you want to say about Omni Hotels today and where it's heading?
I think, where it's heading is we're owned by a family who loves the hospitality business. I just came off of a trip with our owner and his son. And, they shine when they're at a hotel. They love to see the associates. They love to interact with the customers. So we're a brand that's different. We're not publicly traded. We're not there just to make money. We're really there to impact people's lives. And I think that's the different thread behind Omni Hotels and Resorts.
Right.
So I would tell the travel advisors, give us a try. And we're a very open company. I always say I have an open door policy, an open computer policy, an open phone policy. I love to hear from customers. And to me, when they complain, I see that as a positive because I'm seeing life through their eyes and not my eyes. So I encourage feedback. So any of your travel advisors that want to contact me, feel free to do that. I never not take a call or never not take an email from a customer. And I believe in the power of, I think social media is so powerful, and I love that because it really gets to the truth of the matter. And it really, I love when I see posts from people having fun at Omni Hotels, and that's what really motivates me and motivates everybody that works for Omni. Well, so give us a try. Give us a try.
Absolutely, and I would encourage that too. I mean, I've been lucky enough to stay at a number of Omni hotels over the years, both for a lot of travel industry events, conferences, and in fact, I was supposed to be last year. I was at a sales conference for Signature Travel Network at the Omni in Amelia, and really enjoyed it quite a lot. And when I'm in New York City proper, which is just not too far away, but if I need to stay overnight, I've often stayed at the Omni Berkshire. So that's a nice old classic New York property, old railroad hotel that definitely has some great features, and they were, I think, renovating the suite. So I've been very impressed by Omni, and congratulations on that. And we'll look to see where your strategy takes you forward.
Great.
And getting all these new properties that are coming online, some this fall and into next.
Some this fall. So Oklahoma City is one of the country's best kept secrets. There's a lot to do in that city, and people should definitely visit.
Well, I'd love to one of these days. It's definitely a place I have not gone to yet. Peter, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. And again, good luck with Omni Hotels, and let's get through this whole crisis. And it's great to hear that you have about 40 properties back online, and we look to get them all back very soon.
Great. Thank you. Have a great day.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.